Hello, hello, hello. My name is Patrice Williams, and I am here for a special edition of Tips in Emergency Preparedness. This is a special edition. Normally on Fridays, we do Unsung Heroes of Solano County. We're not doing that today. Today, this is a very special edition, and I am really excited to bring this to you all because I have this special guest. I will tell you about her. Um, I literally cannot wait to tell you about her. But let's bring you through a few screens first. I'm your host, Patrice Williams. I run both Brand Gov Outreach and Empower Solano here in Solano County. Today, we are being produced by Brand Gov Outreach, and our sponsors are Listos California and Empower Solano. But now I want to tell you why I'm so excited because I have a special guest. I am going to show you a picture of her, and then I'm going to bring her on. I am bringing on my special guest, Tiffany Jackson-Childs. The reason why this picture is up because why? She is my sister, my first cousin, one of my best friends. I was going to embarrass her and just pull out baby pictures of her. I've known her all her life. But the reason why I am bringing on you, Tiff, today is because when I start doing this emergency preparedness, disaster preparedness work, you are who came to mind. You were rallying up the family, what, 20 years ago when it wasn't cool?
Yeah,
You were rallying up our family to get prepared for a disaster.
absolutely. Yep. 20, 25 years ago. Yep. Right around that ballpark.
So let me let the audience know a little bit about you, and then we're going to talk about that a little bit in a few minutes. Um, I want people to know about you, that you are a certified medical assistant of 30 years, and you possess many years of healthcare skills, health-related knowledge. You received your associate's degree in liberal arts in 2006, and you're currently working toward a neuropathic degree. You are a certified body wrap technician, and you hold practitioner certifications in hot stone therapy, reflexology, acupressure, aromatherapy, ear candling, and you understand the importance of having balance in every aspect of your life. This balance includes personal, spiritual, physical, and mental capacity. This clarity has helped you and your passion to educate and empower communities locally and afar. You desire to help others reach that obtainable awareness toward a healthier lifestyle. And I love this bio, Tiff, because your passion is to educate and empower communities. That is true. One of your passions um, is to empower your family. You empower us.
Yes.
We just finished a weight loss challenge. You rallied us all up. I lost 7 pounds. I'm pretty excited. Fate was looking a little more narrow, a little chisel. You inspire us to live our best lives. That's what you do. And you're going to live your best life, and you're going to make us live our best life too. That is what you do. And it was over 20 years ago. I remember you doing, I don't know if it was a family meeting in person. I don't know what type if we had some type of group conference call. I don't remember what it was, but I remember you saying that you were going on you were going to go on uh, I'm keep on calling it a wilderness trip,
That's fine.
but you were going out to the wilderness and
Yeah.
you were going to learn how to live off the land. I don't know what you were doing. And I'm thinking, Black women don't do this. Like what you're doing, and you're like, yeah, other people should do it too. And I said, I have a perm. I have a perm, and I'm not going to the wilderness for 3 days. I don't know what she is talking about, but I'm not going to do it. And you did it.
I did it. I did it, and that really put a fire up under me, even more to educate. And you are absolutely correct. I love educating people because I really want everyone to win. I want everyone to come on top, be at the top. I love to be prepared. You just have better chances of whatever it is. Like if it's survival, you have better chances of survival. If it's something dealing with finances, prepping for rainy days can help you get ahead and keep you ahead in every area of your life, even when it deals with health, eating right and exercising. You want to put yourself ahead of the curve as best you can.
Well, you do that, and you drag the family with you. And I remember you came back from the wilderness trip. I'm going to keep calling it. And you were like, you need to be prepared. If there's a disaster that happens, you need to be prepared. You need to plan now. You need to break down and you said you need to be prepared like for 1 day, for 5 days, for 30 days. What does that look like if there is a complete shutdown of the country, of your area? There's a disaster. How do you survive? How do you live within your house? Today we have the cute word of stay in place.
Mm-hmm.
But back then you were talking about it, and it was like you were talking a completely different language. I'm like, what is she talking about? And when we were talking about that this week and preparing for today's call, you said did you call yourself an outsider because you were the only one talking?
Yeah. So anytime you talk about preparing for disaster, what I find is a lot of people really have challenges wrapping their mind around that. And it's scary. It's so scary. And you look at yourself in school, and school would do fire drills and stuff like that. And we would complain we have to do another fire drill again this month. The school hasn't had a fire in 50 years, but repetition helps you to remember what to do. Especially when I started planning, I did not have any children at the time, but I remember after having my son, when we started doing drills with him, like at age 3, and we have kept that up ever since, just so if a situation happened, he can just jump into gear and not, get stuck, so yeah.
So what do we need to be prepared? I mean, what are we talking about, Tiff? Like if there's a power outage, if there's What type of disaster could we be preparing for? What are we talking about, really?
So disasters are, I would prepare for your particular area. So I am on the East Coast, Washington, D.C. area, actually, the DMV area. You are on the West Coast. So your prep would look just a little slightly different, not much, but your area, you are more prone to earthquakes. So you would prepare for earthquake preparedness as opposed to us over here. We didn't have anything outside of snow. It made snow big or what have you, but I remember in 2005 Hurricane Katrina, and I remember watching on the news and just seeing people stranded. And I remember sitting there in like horror and shock, and I was like, wow, like they didn't know they would be in a position where they were stuck in their city. Even if you didn't get out early, a lot of people were stranded on the roads and the highways because people were running out of gas, and you can't get around if there's a roadblock. So now people are stranded in their cars, and I remember, and I was like, even though I'm not on the Gulf Coast, I don't have to worry too much about, flooding in that proportion. Well, at least I thought. And several years later, I actually saw, even in my area, there was a town maybe about 20 minutes away that was flooded typically the same way, and I was like, wow, like disaster can happen at any moment. So just preparing for the basics in your area. And there are two sites. Ready.gov is a really, really good site. And then FEMA also has a site, and they have a mobile app where in cases of disasters, you will get alerts to your phones. So
So I just put both of those resources in the chat.
wonderful.
And also is on the screen. And just so you know, on the side, you can see everyone that is commenting right now. I think we have somebody that you might know.
Hey, honey.
The husband. We do look a lot alike too. We do. We look a lot alike. It's pretty cool actually, because I'm looking at us right next to each other, and that's
I love it.
Yeah, me too. I even put on lipstick that would because you fuss at me and tell me I don't have on the right lipstick and stuff isn't right, so I made sure everything was right.
It's popping today. It's beautiful.
Ooh, awesome. So let me ask you this, Tiff, before we move into the 5 steps. Tiff, would you consider yourself an extremist when it comes to being prepared for an emergency?
I don't think I am an extremist because it doesn't control my life where, where I can't function and I'm just jumpy. I just like to be prepared. That's all. And it makes the work easier for everyone if everyone is prepared. So even with me being in the medical field, even the first responders, if they can't get to you, or it's all about raising your chances to I'm sorry. I also need to add that I am now a teacher since I'm homeschooling. I need to add that to my bio. If you can hold on just a second. Yes.
I finished school. Can I have some ice cream?
Okay, no, you can get your snack. Mommy is live, baby.
Can
Okay.
I get some candy?
No. You can get some pretzels. And you can't talk to mommy until 3 o'clock, okay?
Okay. Can I get an apple?
Applesauce.
You said the questions. I've got questions.
So extremists, no. Now my family probably thought
I did.
I was extreme. A matter of fact, our family our family, we would get together quite often. So the time that you were talking about, we were actually together at Christmas. And I remember, oh my God, I made so many copies. And I gave literally, because I can't say that I love you. Like, I love my family and I just want everyone to come out winning. So I there, I probably made at least 50 copies of preparation tips, and it broke it down. It was 2 weeks. It was prepping for 14 days. Then it broke it down to 3 months, and then it was a full year worth of prep. And I know I probably sound like Charlie Brown's teacher, like want, when I was talking about it, and telling everyone. But, in the back of everybody's mind, it was like, we will be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. So at the end of me talking to the whole family as a group, I said, if you don't do anything, make sure you are stocking up on water. I said, make sure every pay period you are getting a case of water. And this is water you are not touching. This is water you are stacking up for you and your family. And then you are rotating it out throughout the year because water has a shelf life as well. So I said, if you don't do anything, get water, get peanut butter, get some canned foods. Like, just start. I remember when I started, it was so overwhelming because I didn't know where to start. So I started with the basics. So the basic is pretty much making sure you have 2 weeks worth of things to help you be okay for 2 weeks should you have to shelter in place. And that was my first thing that I did. My second prep was
Wait, I want you to tell us this during this.
Okay. I'm
No,
jumping. I'm sorry.
yeah, the build to stay box. No. But I'm so amused that Jessica Kelly is here on the chat.
Hi, Jessica.
Jessica, when Jessica, she's one of our unsung heroes of Solano County, and she hikes. She does all of. So when she was talking about hiking and stuff, I was thinking about you, because I was like, these people, these are people you want to be around when there's an emergency, because you all know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
And I remember, and you're talking about water. You were serious about that water. I remember after you educated us, and then I came to your house, you literally had a Costco presentation of water. Like, and I was like, why do you have so much water? And you're like, because I have brothers, they're not taking this seriously. I need water for my family and
neighbors.
everybody. And the neighbors. So you have enough water for everybody. Do you still have all that water too?
I still do. We still rotate through. And I see somebody asked about water having a shelf life. Absolutely. It has an expiration date on it. So I have a master copy of what I have in stock in my home. And so when I see the date nearing, what I'll do is pull that water, use it, and then replace it as well with the further out date.
Okay.
Yeah. And I like that, Jessica is talking about water purification methods and filters. That is definitely important as well. Even though we have a stock of bottled waters, that is not what we use on a daily basis. Like we have a filtration system here. Also, I don't know if you all have Moms. It's a Mom's organic store in your area. I don't know, but we actually purchased 5 gallon. Um, my husband gets alkaline water. You can get alkaline water, you can get spring water, purification water, and it's so much cheaper. And then, um, we try to be conscious of our footprint that we leave. So even though we have the water bottles, that is for emergencies. That is not for our everyday consumption. Because of the plastic in the landfills,
Got
we
it.
we are really, really trying to be, conscious. You also have we have tablets we could put in dirty water to actually help. Sometimes you can use bleach for emergency purposes as well.
Talk to us all about that.
That, and then we also have it's a straw that actually filters through. Let's say you are out in the wilderness and you don't have bottled water, and there's a stream or a lake, and you can use different stuff to actually help you stay safe.
Jessica, when Tiff is back out here on this coast, I'm gonna let y'all meet each other so y'all can.
Yes, I would love that, Jessica.
Yeah. You are talking Jessica's language. You absolutely are. Okay, so we're gonna jump into. Oh,
Yes, life straw. Yep. Yeah.
you are talking her language. I knew y'all were gonna know and really like each other. And there's a message from your aunties because just
Hey, Aunt Sue.
isn't that fun?
I
So
love you. Okay.
so let's jump into to the presentation, and we're going to be somewhat fast because I know we were doing a lot of conversation here, but I just want them to kind of just get a sense of who you are and where you were coming from. Okay, so to the presentations, very quick, get alerts. Do you do alerts? Is there county-wide alerts? Not county-wide, countrywide alerts.
Countrywide, that's where you're looking at FEMA and ready.gov are two that I know of. It may be more, I'm not sure. We do have countywide and area wide here. And then what I like about it is ours specifically, you can check the box as to what type of alerts you would like to receive. So you could do weather, you could do traffic, you could do crime, you could do all of that. So since I live in Maryland, but I work in Washington, D.C., I love getting the alerts prior to leaving my home because that lets me know if it's something major going on the roadway. So I use mine every day, even though we aren't in a disaster now. I have signed up for that, not only myself, but also my whole family has it. And it was something else I was going to say about that. I forgot.
No, it's okay. But we want to urge people that are watching, no matter what county you're in as well, see
Definitely.
if there's an alert system in your county or
Yes.
your state.
Yes.
And so we talked a little bit about making a plan. to connect and protect. Do you have a contact list for emergencies?
We do. We have a phone tree. Not only my immediate family, but our family has a phone tree as well. If something happens, you have one person designated to do, starting the phone calls, alerting family about, things, or if someone's sick or ill, or, anything.
You're
So
good at doing phone tree with the family. You keep us aware of everything, no matter where we are.
definitely make a plan. If you click the links actually on the ready.gov and the FEMA, they have different printable templates of what information you will need for emergencies. Ready.gov has one right here. Here, and basically it's about half the paper. It's credit card size each section. Each section you would put your information, and then it folds accordion size, and basically you would just keep it in your wallet. Some people get theirs laminated as well. You should have multiple ones of these. One for your bug out bag, and I'll talk about that as well later. Your bug out bag, possibly having it in your car and on your persons.
Okay. Let me ask you about this, because evacuation plans, and the reason why I want to ask you about this is because when I can't say I drive with a whole lot of people, but when I drive with you, it's an interesting experience because you're always navigating, okay, these streets are closed, this exit is closed. Like, you are excellent at navigating around when there's detours. Is that just, and I think the way you do it is you have a radio on and you're just listening. And I just think you're very aware of your area.
Right. And it's a skill. It's a skill that if you hone in on it, you can kind of do better at it. So because I am a defensive driver anyway, I'm already like 20 blocks away before I get there. And yes, I am listening to the traffic station as well. Even before I leave out, I pull up maps and see if I see any yellow or reds on the map. And then that just kind of helps me plan out. And even though this is the information age and everything is digital, I highly encourage people to still purchase a map, because during a disaster and your battery dies, sometimes you will need a map. Like, I purchase every year updated maps. I do one of the country, and I also do one of my local and surrounding areas. Every year I keep them updated because roads and stuff change, and those maps are in my bug out bag, just in case I have to pull it out, and I have it readily accessible.
Got it. Okay. Thank you for that, because I never knew, I didn't know that someone could master maneuvering around the city like you do.
Yeah, and it's pretty much keeping yourself familiar with the area and the territories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's repetition is your friend.
Right.
So just look at the map and go out driving. You have some downtime, you just drive and just survey the land and see what your options are, should you need them.
So what we call a go bag, you call a bug out bag.
Yes, it's a bug out bag. And generally with your bug out bag, you want to have at least 2 weeks of stuff in there to basically live on the land, like outside in the element should you need to. That is kept in our cars.
So so it feels like, based on your description, that this is a very this list just isn't detailed enough. And let me make this bigger for our.
That's a good start because it talks about having your insurance documents, your identification cards, your disaster ready guides, your medication list, your local maps, and money. Yeah. So ours, yes, that's your basic main stuff that you want in there, but you also want other stuff like clothes and underwear and matches and a fuel source and multi-tool kits and ropes and twist ties and other things, which if you go on the ready.gov site, they have a broader checklist in there of stuff that you can use.
Got it. But it's 2 weeks worth.
At least 2 weeks, yes.
And Tiff, are you keeping this in your car, in each car, and also you have one in the house? Like, how many bags do you have?
Now, I do overkill. I'm gonna just let you know, yes, in the car and inside.
Okay.
And inside, because I say that because if my husband if he has my car and he's away and a disaster happens, I'm gonna need to be able to grab and go.
Okay.
And we have had to use our bug out bag once. I don't know if you all remember, it probably was maybe about 10 years ago where the whole power grid, like on a whole entire East Coast, had went out. It was like something crazy. It was out for probably about 5 to 7 days.
I don't remember that, but I do. But I'm in California, and we absolutely have power outages, and we have them for a few hours, and we've had them for a few days.
Yes. So we needed to relocate quickly, and it was kind of funny because I made sure my bag and the kids' bags were done, and I kept asking my husband. I was like, "Honey, do you have your bag? Make sure your bag is ready." And he fought me tooth and nail about this bag. Oh my gosh, he fought me, and I remember us needing to wait for him to pack his bag. So after that, we were able to have a conversation about it, and he said, "Now I understand. Now I understand," which I was very thankful that it was kind of a trial run at the time. It wasn't an immediate disaster where, whatever you don't have, we're just leaving. Like, I'm glad we were able to experience that and then learn from it and move forward.
Well, so Jessica said that's the Northeast blackout of 20.
Yes. Yes.
Only you two would know that. And only you two would have, like, you just told a joke about gold bags and your husband and laughed. Like, you are really into this thing. So tell me more about Build a Stay Box, because you were telling me in another segment about what the stay box looks like. And, and I already know that you absolutely have a stay plan, but it wouldn't be considered a box, I don't think, because you just kind of keep it all in one area of your basement.
Well, ours is we have some stuff in boxes. So let's say the power goes out, then we have an emergency box that we can just grab, but that has the extra batteries, that have the transistor radio, that has the walkie talkies, it has, you know, that type of stuff. But we also have like shelving systems to actually put our everything is categorized and, you know, uh, labeled, and anywhere from grains to um, food and canned food, camping gear, camping stoves, propane. You know, is so stuff is spread out. Um, but there's a master list letting us know where everything is. It just depends on how much space you have as well. Um, if you live in a house as opposed to an apartment, and you know, you want to do what you can with the space that you have.
Okay.
So some stuff is under beds. Like we have cases of water, we have canned food under beds. Like you want to use whatever available space that you have. Um, if you have, you know, drawers that don't have anything in it, that's available space for something, you know. And yeah, bins are good. We have the painters, you know, the painters bucket. We have those just in case we have to use those as porta potties.
Mhm.
You know, is we have stuff, but it's not in one general location now.
Okay. Okay. So let's go to our final help friends and neighbors. So I know that you do an amazing job connecting your family, and we're in different coasts, we're really spread out. Are you as connected to your local friends and neighbors?
Um, it's interesting. You should say that because I am so old school, and I am really blessed to still live on a street where the neighbors know each other. And not only do we know each other, we actually have each other's phone numbers, and we look out for each other. You know, some of the neighbors, yes. I have also shared. What would be really amazing is if communities could come together and devise a plan where, you know, everybody helps each other. But I know for some they don't have the luxuries to actually do that. But I remember during the e- electrical grid blackout, I remember us losing everything. We lost all of our food, all of our, you know, and we had just did like our big monthly shopping. I had prepared and unpackaged and repackaged and had everything labeled, and then that happened. Excuse me, and we lost everything. And I remember saying, "Oh my gosh, like." I need a plan B. I need to come up with a plan B. And I remember, even though I was a city girl, born and raised in Southeast Washington, D.C., um, we and myself and my siblings, we didn't have the luxury of getting up on Saturday mornings and watching cartoons. My dad had us at a community garden at it was at Fort DuPont Park, located in Washington D.C. So my dad had instilled in us how to, garden and how to, you know, grow our own food. And I remember after losing it, and I was like, I need a plan B because I don't ever want to be in this situation again. And that's when it was a young lady at my church. She was extreme, like couponer. She would do canning. Did she have a goat? She had chickens on her land, So I contacted her. I was like, hey, like, I need to know how to do what you are doing. And she would host these learning sessions at her home, and she would just put it out, hey, y'all want to learn how to can. She even took me down to the Amish market.
I remember that.
Yeah, and she taught me how to bid on food. And it was like ridiculous. Like, I got this huge crate of tomatoes, huge crate. And I didn't even pay $1 for it. And I was like, this is really a thing. I was like, oh, grocery stores will not see me for my produce, and she taught me how to buy in bulk for a little bit of nothing and then take those same things and come home and can. I made so much spaghetti sauce and apple pepper jelly. I bought peppers and I was just giving them away for gifts and just, learning. And I didn't know you could can meat.
I didn't know you could can meat either.
I was blown. And she would let us open up meat and we would taste it, and it tastes just like the day that she made it. Like, it was amazing. It was amazing. So it was that. And then that's when I went on a survival course. It was right after that, and I was like, I need to learn. And I remember, now, we didn't know. It was one of those things where we had to drive to a location. Then we were blindfolded, taken out in the wilderness and just dropped in the middle of some woods somewhere. And
yeah, I'm bringing the camera up so we can. I need to know what would make you let somebody drop you off somewhere.
Yes. Okay. It wasn't just strangers that I did this with. It was a program that my church at the time, they were doing. So it was someone that I felt, comfortable with. It was a group, it was a group of, yes, Lisa, blindfolded. And they tried to make it as, real as possible. Like, we were literally in our backyard, but we didn't know it because they were driving around in circles. We thought we were way out somewhere, and we were not. We were not far. But I remember, like, I had snacks in my bag. Like, they told us what we had to bring, and they was like, bring one rope, bring blah, blah, blah. It was a checklist just of the bare minimum type thing. Mm-hmm. And then we had to learn how to filter our water so it's safe to drink. I remember, oh my God, it had rained and I ended up losing my boot. No, I didn't have the proper shoes on and ended up losing the boot in the mud. And it was dark. They was like, leave the boot. Come on, let's go. I couldn't retrieve it. But on the way back, so I was without a boot. So I remember the next day, they said, because we were hungry, we was like, so what are we going to eat? And they was like, you got to catch your food. I said, excuse me? What? They said we had to catch our food. So I was like, they was like, you don't catch your food, you don't eat.
So is that why because I know today, I know that happened years ago, but I know today you like, I've seen where you will do salad greens, you'll make salad greens in your house and
Yes.
different things. Is that why you're like that?
I repurpose. Well, I try to save money, and if I can repurpose stuff, yeah, absolutely. So I went to the store and bought some romaine lettuce, and you chop the little butt part off, and I was like, okay, I'm not throwing this in the trash. And matter of fact, I have some in there growing, and all you just stick it in water, and it regrows itself. And I just pull off of there. So there, yes, it's a lot of stuff you can do and repurpose. It's a lot of information out there on YouTube, for those that like the hard copy books and stuff. Just learning different stuff. Another website that I use often is thriftbooks.com. I was able to get gardening books for like $2, $1.50, and just trying to learn all that you can. I don't like running back and forth to the store, especially since COVID is here in these streets. So if I can grow my own, and if it puts me in the shopping stores a lot less, then I am bettering my chances on contracting anything. So
Well,
yeah, it's
I have to bring you back again for your COVID practices, because they're really interesting.
that's a whole session. That's a whole other session.
Yeah, yep. All right. So are there any last tips, any last information you want to give us? To me, I wanted to have you on because I feel like this has been, you learned years ago to what to do in an emergency, and it's almost like you've lived your life that way, you know, being aware of how to grow food, canning. I remember when you mastered canning. I remember how, coming to your house and you're cutting off the edges of the salad greens and you're growing it. I mean, I really feel like it changed who you were in a way. And we now need to change the way we think about emergency preparedness and do it in this really, just casual way that we're always just kind of thinking about it all the time.
Yes. If I had to say anything, definitely register for emergency alerts, just so that you are informed what is going on and what is coming down the pike. Um, get water, get filter systems. Like, water is your main, like, you cannot live without water. That's your first. So definitely make sure you have water for you and your family. The typical rule of thumb is prepare at least a gallon per day per person. And
per day per person.
mhm. And just go on a website or Google, whatever you want to do, but get a checklist and just start small. But I just want you to start. Just start. It will bless you more than you would know if you ever need it. So yeah.
Well, thank you, Tiffany.
You are welcome, and thank you for this time and this space, for allowing me to actually come on and share my story. And I pray that that it has encouraged everyone listening or watching to get their checklist started, and so that you can be prepared should there be a disaster in your area.
Thank you. Thank you to you, Tiffany Jackson-Childs, and to our chat room. It's been active and and hopping. It's really awesome. People are saying thank you. I see Tanya saying thank you for this session, but everybody was, I tell you, this community jumps in and shares and gives more information and encouragement, and just encourages us all to make that move to get prepared for an emergency. Rosemary Lewis says, "Just clapping, just clapping."
Thank you, everyone.
All right, and your auntie says thank you.
Thank you, Auntie. I love you.
Bye, Tiffany. I love you.
Love you too.